Good evening, and welcome back. Welcome back to M&M TV with your host this evening, Mark. And in this evening's video, we have all seen and heard about the issue concerning the six young boys, yes, who have assaulted the teenage girl, yes, and I found it to be very, very sad. Yes, very sad, really sad. But I think more or less that I think some of our artists are to be blamed for some of our young men's behaviors. I hear a lot of people are calling for their heads and their head should roll and all kind of stuff. But I figure more or less that some of our artists who are not the smartest, who are putting in some very disgusting songs in these young youth's ears. Because most of these young men do not go to church any longer. None of them, most of them, don't go to church. For them, church is Roger Wilde. Yes, for them, church are artists like them there, who is no form of good influence at all. We did a video on this part did a video about Roger Wilde's song, and I do one of it some weeks ago. And in that video, Roger Wilde was calling the woman them germs and how he go if them like dog and all kind of things and do all manner of evil to our women. I am wondering if some of these young men are listening to some of these egregious, disgusting songs. Yes? And they are acting it out. Yes? And they are taking it out on our females in these vicious and evil ways. I am wondering. Because a lot of people want to downplay the facts that music is not influential. Music is one of the most influential things on the planet, right? Even the politicians them use the music in them party um, election, party campaign, party conference, all of these things. So the music is very influential, right? And some of these young youths who are singing this music these days are influencing our youth them to become very vicious towards females. They are doing some the songs that they are putting out there. The young youth them gravitate towards it, and a hit, in my opinion, that is causing some of our young youths to behaving in this disgraceful manner towards females. Because what these five young guys did to that teenager, it was disgraceful. Yes, very much disgraceful. And I want to hear in this one a female's view on what happens. So let's hear the female version. Our views.
With the six boy, them come come the one we have record to, and the local girl in the room. Mighty God of Daniel. Who see the video? Who see the video? But no, the teacher them and the principal them of that school supposed to recognize them uniform if them see that video. We need to locate them boys there. Them boys they need to put to punish. Me I tell the truth as a mother, I stand firm on this. A big enough boy, the little boy in no less than 14. When me done with them little boy there, prisoner miss me. Prison who miss me. Them little boy they for put to serious judgment and punish. I'm gonna care if them parents over here watch me. And them parents if them flare too much to get judgment too and punishment, them for go away. For them to the little girl, when I demon I want.
All right, so you have heard a female version and what happened last week. But my viewers and my subscribers, it is the society that we are living in that is causing some of our young men to lose respect for themselves and lose respect for the female gender. Yes? And as I said before, some of these artists are influencing them because when you can look upon a woman and call them all manner of names, how you going to do her? How you going to slam her head against the wall and all kind of stuff? I mean, these are some of the music that our young men are listening, and as some of these music that is causing some of these kind of behaviors in our young people. And we must stop fooling ourselves. The fact of the matter is that these guys, what they have done is very wrong. Very wrong. And whatever punishment that the law is going to give them, they indeed should actually receive it. You know? But the fact is, I hear Sir P says something recent. And it's because these young guys now have no name. Because when you hear a lot of the TikTok people, she was quite decent in how she addressed them. But if you hear some other ones, trust me, are not nice, right? But if it's because them not have any music behind for them name, because when it comes on to artists, and we all know that artists more time can do and say anything and get away with it. Yes, when you look at, I know some of our famous artists, some of our major artists, right? Artists like R. Kelly, yes, that mess around with underage kids, right? And many other artists who have done major crimes, right? Right? Even one of our own local artists, right? When he was charged for rapeable activity, yes, and everybody was saying free him and give him a chance. So it's because these young guys don't have any name. But my issue is that the punishment that them should get, everyone should also get the same punishment, regardless of name, regardless of status. If any of our politicians, if any of our artists, if any of our educators, if any of our doctors, if any of our major big so-called people in society who have name, who do something similar, they must also face similar judgment, similar condemnation, just like how we are condemning and sentencing these young men. Yes, we must be fair across the board. We must not be biased because these young people not have any name and they not have no any tune and nobody don't know them. So you can just get rid of them. We must not be hypocrites, but we must be fair. One, if you're wrong for the young men, it should be wrong for the artists. If you're wrong for the artist, it should be wrong for the politician. And if you're wrong for the politician, it should be wrong for the police. And if you're wrong for the police, it should be wrong for regular members of this society. Right? Because the thing that they have done is indeed wrong, without a doubt. But the music, in my opinion, is influencing these youths to be taking up these vicious acts. I am not saying that these kind of atrocity is new, because I am sure that some of these have been happening all years gone by. But the music these days that tear down the female gender, that put them down, that you want to urinate in the female face. Yes, you want to spit. Even a woman, female artist is saying that the man should spit in her mouth. And other guys, other artists, I say, never see them spit in one mouth and all kinds of things. All of these things contribute to how the female gender is being disrespected, and when the female herself as an artist is singing music like that, who is this who is the, which is putting down her as a woman, and they don't see anything wrong with it. How are you going to blame the youths alone? So we can't blame the youths alone, because they live what they learn. Yes, they live what they learn. And society over the last 10, 15 years have become depraved. We have lost respect for the gender, for the female gender. Yes, we say anything about them. We use any language to describe females these days. And it's okay. It's sad that even females also destroys their own gender. You know? And it's sad. It's really sad that this 13-year-old child was violated in that vicious and brutal way. Very much very unfortunate. And it should not have taken place. But I honestly believe that these youths are living what they're learning. The artists, some of the artists them out there is planting some evil seeds, and it is growing in the hearts and minds of our young people. Yes, it will grow and it will germinate, and look what have happened. Look what has happened. And if you tell Roger Wild and these guys to retract those music and delete those music and take the music there, where we put on women in such vicious and evil way, you will find someone and jump out and say, make the music stay. Make the music stay. And I'm sure perhaps some of them might cost me and say, boy, I'm not supposed to leave the artist alone. But I must leave the artist alone, because when these other, if some other young people should actually violate your child, your female daughter, then perhaps you would understand why these music that these guys are putting out there is so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And so I am distressed, because when I hear and that what was said in that video and so forth, and it disturbed me very much. But we have to look in this society and see how the music have become disastrous over the last few years. Disastrous. So some of the music that young children listen to is disgraceful. Disgraceful. It disgrace female and tear down female and call female all kind of disgraceful and terrible names. So you wonder why these young guys believe that they have the right to take advantage of another female. Because indeed, the children live what they learn. The children live what they learn. And we as a society, we have to be careful of the seeds that we plant, the seeds that we sow. Because this isn't what we are getting, and it's pretty at all. So I figure more or less that we need to look in ourselves. These artists who are putting out some of this music, who is influencing these youths to be doing these egregious, vicious acts, to females. They must also look at themselves and take some of the blame. Because who to tell those music that is out there promoting the degrading and the putting down of women in this evil and brutal way. Who to tell if this was not some of these music that young youth are listen to over and over and over until it becomes a seed, until it grow in their mind. And this is why them decide that they must violate the female race in this evil and vicious way. So we need to look in ourselves. We need to look, right? It's not everything, guys, who all out all the way are sing some of this graceful music. And everything you know, put out there because of money. Because you know what is funny, you know? Someone know is going to get daughters. Yes. Someone know this graceful artist. We're out there. I put out this grace women in such disgraceful and disgusting ways. Someone know I will get daughters. And what would it be if a similar thing should be taken, should happen to phone data them too? When I say, I will not sow the seed. I will not out there. I sow the seed. So you have to be careful. I want to put out there because young you, their mind shallow, their mind weak, very weak, and as I drop out something there, sometimes they will take it up. If you believe that artists and music is not influential, you better think again because it is the most influential thing on the planet. So I think I will leave it here. But you know, as far as those guys are concerned, yes, indeed, they should indeed get justice for the evil things that they did to that underage child. They should get the full punishment from the law. But we must not, because we also realize that the society that we are living in now are breeding up out these kind of music that is telling these guys that women, you can handle them anyhow, you can treat them anyway because they're not important any longer. So we have to be careful of what we do. Yes, think on these things. So please remember to like and to share and to subscribe to the channel. So until another video. Good evening.